Let's say one day Truck-kun tries hitting you like it usually does, but you escape. This is what happened to Ittoki Sakuraba, but that doesn't mean his life gets any less adventurous. Intrigued? Well, let's find out what happened next. Ittoki Sakuraba is an awkward and isolated individual who one day while sitting in the classroom catches a glimpse of a ninja spying on him from a distance. Not believing what he just saw, he stares at the spot where the ninja was. After class, his friends ask him out, but Ittoki tells them he has an extra class of gymnastics. Upon repetitive asking when finally he is about to say yes, he realizes a girl is watching him and suddenly he says no. Later we find out that the girl's name is Kozetsu, who is Ittoki's childhood friend. Kosetsu, upon Ittoki's mother's request, follows him around in and after school, so he cannot miss any of his classes and it has become a daily occurrence in his life. However, one day, Ittoki makes a life-altering decision. He chooses to escape Kosetsu's unlimited stalking by parkouring around the town. Cliché alert. As he is busy doing so, Truck-kun appears to be approaching him, planning to get him SK'd. However, fear not, as this isn't our typical Anime and Ittoki won't be falling into the usual traps here. He executes an incredible backflip over Truck-kun to save himself and escape. Meanwhile, at Ittoki's family store, a customer is complaining about a bug in her vegetables, and Tokisada, Ittoki's uncle, is trying to cool her down, but thanks to Yumika, Ittoki's mother steps in and asks Tokisada to pick up Ittoki from his gymnastic class. Back at home, Ittoki helps her mother cook food, where they are talking about his busy schedule and he's complaining that he doesn't get enough time due to his studies and other classes to be a part of any other activities with his friends. Well, of course, the family has had a whole stalker to make sure he doesn't have fun. Obviously, he will complain. Yumika, on the other hand, tries to convince him that it's important for his future to learn other skills as well. The next morning, Kosetsu resumes her usual routine of following Ittoki. But it won't be the same every time. A surprising twist happens in the tale. When Ittoki opens his locker, he finds a love letter inside which makes him too excited. Our isolated, boring boy is receiving love letters now, whoa. And this is so unusual for him that he can't put his attention into anything and waits for the time when he will get to meet his first lover. It's not long before Ittoki gets to meet the girl of her daydreams. She introduces herself as Satomi, and that's where things get even more twisted and surprising. As Ittoki tries to introduce himself, Satomi surprises him by saying that she's always known him and admires him greatly, and even present when he did that daring backflip over the truck. So our guy now has two stalkers, and both are girls. I don't know if this is good or bad for him. And to his surprise, the girl was all in for him and even ended up asking him out for a date. Now there's one problem: Ittoki can't go out, can he? To overcome that one, he goes up to his mother and asks her if he can go out since there is an activity that is important for his grades and he needs to attend it on Sunday. Surprisingly, his mother already knows that he's into a girl and starts asking questions in excitement. But when she comes to know that he just met this girl and doesn't know anything about her, she feels annoyed and asks him to avoid meeting her as she doesn't want him to date any unknown girl. But it is the first time our guy has been approached by a girl. How is it possible that he won't go meet her? So Ittoki went to meet Satomi, who eventually invites him over to her home with the promise that her parents won't be around. While inside Satomi's room, Ittoki grows uneasy as she suddenly begins to undress, causing his anxiety to skyrocket. He has never done that before. Leave our boy alone, you Satomi. Moments later, Ittoki wakes up on the lap of Kosetsu. All confused and disoriented, Ittoki questions where they are, to which Tokisada explains that they are at their family home. Inside, Ittoki is met with a surprising scene. Everyone bows before his mother, who insists Ittoki to address her as chief and not call her mother. Her appearance is cold and authoritative, very different from the mother he knew till now. So yeah, things are gonna get very tense from here. Make sure you've grabbed your popcorn. She reveals a shocking truth to him that they all belong to a ninja clan from the Hidden Ego Village, where the store serves as a front for their secret activities. However, their peaceful existence is threatened by the formidable Koga clan, known as the most powerful ninja clan in the world. To an even more surprising revelation, Ittoki, as the next in line to lead Iga clan, is their primary target. So at this little time, the whole life of Ittoki has turned over and now he is supposed to be leading them? Like what? In a tense moment of reckoning, Chief asks Ittoki to embrace his destiny as a ninja and help defend their village. To which he agrees because his fear of being separated from his mother was greater than anything else. Ittoki's life takes a dramatic turn as he prepares to assume a role he never even imagined in his wildest dreams. Now, as Ittoki seems to be confused, Tokisada takes him out at that moment and tells him that he only has two options: either to become a chief or die. But Ittoki starts complaining that till yesterday his life was all normal, and today all of a sudden they are asking him to take the command. To be honest, I agree with Ittoki, don't you? Then Tokusada tells him that he can run away as well and Tokusada can help him with it, but then proceeds to add how his mother endured all the pain after the death of the former chief, his father, and had to take the lead to keep the Ida clan united. Listening to this, Ittoki starts crying and refuses to leave her like that. Soon, Satomi forces him to lie down and tries forcing him to engage with her. Lucky boy. As Satomi leans in for a kiss, Ittoki can't process it all. However, just as the tension mounts, he fumbles and stops himself from any further romantic advances by Satomi. As he sits on the floor, he starts looking around the room hoping she's just messing with him with all that. But when he sees under the bed, two glowing eyes from a ninja suit appear to be staring at him. Startled, he gets back and there is Satomi with a knife in her hand. Satomi, you witch, I knew you were up to something. With that knife, she leaves a cut on his face with a knife while trying to attack him, and three ninjas already hidden in the room appear and Satomi tries slashing his throat. Suddenly, a knife flies into the room, exploding into a smoke bomb, and Kosetsu emerges from the smoke to rescue Ittoki. So she was watching all that happened, seriously, no privacy. With that, Kosetsu tosses him out of the window, and fortunately he lands safely on a nearby canopy. A woman comes to his aid out of nowhere, whisking him away to safety as they speed off in her vehicle. As Ittoki's panic continues to mount, the woman reassures him to remain silent. Introducing herself as Ria, the woman also tells him that she works alongside Ittoki's mother at their store. As Ittoki begins to piece together the puzzle of their destination, the driver, Kozo, suggests a private location far from the city. However, their journey takes an unexpected turn when a jeep suddenly appears on the road, creating a cloud of dust and laying spikes in their path. No one will let that boy be in peace. What is their problem anyway? Miraculously, Ittoki is pulled from the wreckage by Ria. She instructs him to return the way they came as they continue to fight off the bad ninjas. Ittoki runs for hours, becoming very tired. Suddenly, the streetlights and the entire city goes into darkness. At this moment, a policeman appears behind Ittoki, giving him some kind of relief, now that he is not all alone. As Ittoki begins to explain his circumstances, a ninja appears behind the officer, swiftly ending his life. Terrified, Ittoki backs away, only to bump into another ninja, who knocks him against a wall and Ittoki passes out. But then, a familiar face emerges. Tokusada, Ittoki's uncle, arrives on the scene, casually smoking a cigarette. When Tokusada delivers an ultimatum to the ninja who made the police officer depart, a shocking thing happens. The officer was one of them all along, and he wasn't dead, but pretending to be. This anime is making me dizzy. The street lights shine back to life, and Tokusada, with a sudden burst of speed, teleports beside Ittoki. As the other ninjas get ready to fight, Tokusada changes into his ninja suit and becomes ready to fight them all. Moments later, Ittoki wakes up on the lap of Kosetsu. All confused and disoriented, Ittoki questions where they are, to which Tokusada explains that they are at their family home. Inside, Ittoki is met with a surprising scene. Everyone bows before his mother, who insists Ittoki to address her as chief and not call her mother. Her appearance is cold and authoritative, very different from the mother he knew till now. So yeah, things are gonna get very tense from here. Make sure you've grabbed your popcorn. She reveals a shocking truth to him that they all belong to a ninja clan from the hidden Ego village, where the store serves as a front for their secret activities. However, their peaceful existence is threatened by the formidable Koga clan, known as the most powerful ninja clan in the world. To an even more surprising revelation, Ittoki, as the next in line to lead Iga clan, is their primary target. So in this little time, the whole life of Ittoki has turned over and now he is supposed to be leading them. Like what? In a tense moment of reckoning, Chief asks Ittoki to embrace his destiny as a ninja and help defend their village. To which he agrees because his fear of being separated from his mother was greater than anything else. Ittoki's life takes a dramatic turn as he prepares to assume a role he never even imagined in his wildest dreams. Now, as Ittoki seems to be confused, Tokusada takes him out at that moment and tells him that he only has two options, either to become a chief or die. But Ittoki starts complaining that till yesterday his life was all normal, and today all of a sudden they are asking him to take the command. To be honest, I agree with Ittoki, don't you? Then Tokusada tells him that he can run away as well, and Tokusada can help him with it, but then proceeds to add how his mother endured all the pain after the death of the former chief, his father, and had to take the lead to keep the Iga clan united. Listening to this, Ittoki starts crying and refuses to leave her like that. In a faraway cabin, away from all the commotion, Satomi and some mysterious men she was with realizes something. Ittoki has been taken to the Igo village. They wait for the right time to deal with him and carry out their secret plan. The future is uncertain and complicated, with Ittoki just starting his ninja journey. Meanwhile, Ittoki was probably wishing he'd chosen a less adventurous vacation spot. The next morning, Ittoki feels relieved to see Riha waiting for him outside his room, knowing he is safe. She shows him a video of a school for ninjas they want him to attend. It surprises Ittoki because the school looks like a regular one. Riha tells him his entrance test for the school will be in a few days, which shocks him. What kind of an entry test would a ninja school have? Sounds scary. A few days later, while having dinner with his mother, Ittoki decides to ask about how his father, who used to lead their clan, died. Yumika thinks it is best not to talk about the past and tells him not to worry. The next morning, Tokisada and Kosetsu come to pick him up for his test. Ittoki isn't sure if he's ready and considers practicing some fire-breathing techniques. Tokisada teases him by calling his cigarette a fire technique. Kosetsu tells him there are no such techniques, but Ittoki wonders if she's joking. Ninjas can't do fire breathing though, can they? A few hours later, they arrive at a mall for Ittoki's test. Inside, Ittoki notices it looks like a regular store. Kusatsu shares a secret code with him to tell the store attendant. After doing so, they are led through a hidden path. When they come out of it, they find themselves in a room with serious-looking people. The teacher arrives and explains that their test is a hide-and-seek challenge, where they have to find each other in a few minutes. A typical ninja entry test right there. As the test starts, Ittoki learns that his partner is Satomi, disguised with a wig. After Satomi enters the store, the teacher tells Ittoki to start looking for her. A man with a weapon approaches him, but Tokisada takes care of him, pretending to help him in the store. While Ittoki worries about running out of time, Kosetsu warns him that some ninjas are trying to harm him, making running away seem like a good idea. However, leaving would mean failing the test. A little girl with a balloon comes close to them, but the balloon pops and something flies toward Ittoki. Kosetsu prevents it from hurting him. Satomi Tsubek smiles, and as Kosetsu searches for her, she disappears. Kosetsu tells Ittoki to stay alert and goes off to find Satomi herself. After a minute, she finds Satomi waiting for her in a passage. As Satomi approaches, Kosetsu transforms into a ninja, dodging her attacks and striking back. Kosetsu moves into another passage to find her, but Satomi returns, attempting to attack again. Two other ninjas appear, trapping Kosetsu and allowing Satomi to escape. While all this is happening, Ittoki waits nervously. As Satomi runs toward him, he sprays something and triggers the fire alarm, causing everyone to leave the area. With the water pouring, Satomi becomes visible again. She tries to reach Ittoki, but Kosetsu stops her and pushes her back. Then, two agents capture Satomi and take her away. Ittoki considers touching her to pass the test, but another agent tells him the test is already over. Poor guy. A few hours later, Tokisada tells Ittoki that he has failed the test and needs to hide until next year. But shortly after receiving a call, Tokisada surprises Ittoki by saying he has been accepted into the school. Well, of course his mother is leading the most powerful ninja clan. He is bound to get admission there. Meanwhile, a man visits the Koga clan's headquarters and meets their leader. He informs him that he has captured one of his members violating ninja rules. The acting head of Koga tells him that all these people have already run away from there and that they are also looking for them. After that, he receives a call, and someone informs him that the girl Satomi Tsubek has passed away, taking her own life. After a few weeks of getting ready, Ittoki is set to leave for school in Tokyo. Everyone wishes him good luck. As he travels through the city, he thinks he might never come back home, and that makes him even more sad. Finally, they reach a train station. Tokisada says goodbye, and both Ittoki and Kosetsu get on a train to continue their journey. Ittoki notices the beautiful scenery around them as he arrives at the school. He meets a beautiful girl named Ryoko, and as she introduces herself to him, it gets pretty clear that Ittoki now has a crush on Ryoko. However, after a while, she starts leaving with her friends. Ittoki begins to wave goodbye, but Kosetsu kicks him from behind, telling him to walk. Something tells me she's jealous. Kosetsu is jealous evloni. After a few minutes at the school, Ittoki notices that Kosetsu has disappeared from his side. As he starts calling for her, a group of young students bumps into him. They are about to knock out his tooth when a girl hurries over to him, pretending to know him. She pulls him away from the boys. She tells him that they are Koga Village's elite students, and as he's a newly transferred student, she also advises him to avoid the boys. She introduces herself as Kuri and asks to be his friend, and they shake hands. Suddenly, An announcer welcomes them all and starts telling ninja rules, which are no discovery, no killing, no betrayal, and asks them to abide by all the rules. After a few minutes, Kiri meets Ittoki in class, so he decides to introduce her to Kusetsu as well. As they try to get their meal tickets, Kiri changes Ittoki's order to a ninja meal, which turns out to be a small piece of food. Ittoki looks across the dining hall and sees the boys he met earlier. Kiri tells him they are from the Koga clan, the same clan that is trying to harm him. Ittoki asks for expensive food, but Kiri tells him if he does that, Koga clan students get offended and try to cause trouble for him. Suddenly, one of the boys stands up from the table, wondering if Ittoki came to fight. His name is Himura, and as he continues shouting at them, Kiri immediately runs away. However, another boy tells him to be silent, as that's what ninjas do. He is Suzaku, the only son of the most powerful member of the Koga clan. He says that Ittoki's family killed their leader, so he is seeking revenge. That evening, Ittoki, Kosetsu, and Kiri arrive at their dormitory. As they walk inside, Kiri advises Ittoki to avoid Suzaku as much as he can. That night in his room, Kosetsu comes in to tell him that she will always protect him from everyone, even if it makes him uncomfortable. The following day, an instructor informs the students that they will be learning how to use ninja suits and cores. Ittoki has never heard of these before, so he watches Kosetsu activate her suit before activating his own. When the teacher tells them to travel across the island where their principal is sitting and eating manju, and also adds that he loves manju so much so if they are late the principal will eat them all. So hurry up and bring manju back to win. All the students quickly ran off, jumping down the mountain. However, Ittoki realizes he cannot move in the suit. Kosetsu decides to ignore him and starts running off. Fortunately, Ryoko finds him and starts adjusting his suit in all ways she can until he can move again. She tells him that his suit was too tight, and as she pushes him off, he eventually gets hold of the suit and starts running. But after a moment, he falls to the ground and luckily doesn't get hurt. Thanks to the ninja suit, of course. Ryoko tells him that the power of the ninja suit is because of its ninja core, and if it is destroyed, the ninja suit has no power to save him. Meanwhile, Kosetsu and Suzaku are climbing to a rooftop. Suddenly, Suzaku flies towards her and kicks her, but she blocks the attack and starts falling. But since she is trained, she catches the wall again. As soon as Suzaku claims his prize, Kosetsu also claims hers. On the other hand, Ittoki and Ryoko are running across a bridge when they see Suzaku running towards Ittoki to attack him. He jumps and flies towards Ittoki with a blow, but Kosetsu punches him away. However, despite getting punched, Suzaku runs away. After running across the bridge, Ittoki finds a broken core and decides to find out who it belongs to. He realizes it's Kuri's, who has already been beaten up and her prize stolen, so Ittoki decides to help her. And unfortunately, this is where today's story ends. Will Ittoki ever be able to become strong enough and lead his clan, or will he be defeated by someone else? More than that, how is his love life going to be? Trust me, there are a lot of twists waiting. Don't forget to comment down below if you want a part 2.